Hey, what is up, guys? This is Logan from Mooks of the West, and I'm here to talk about some awesome stuff. Not really awesome, but I want to discuss some of the things that make a good survival horror video game. Some of my favorite survival horror video games have to be, I want to say Stalker: Shadow of Chernobyl. I don't know if you would necessarily call that survival horror. But in my honest opinion, I think I would go as far to call it survival horror. Stalker's Shadow of Chernobyl. Excuse me. Stalker's Shadow of Chernobyl is definitely kind of difficult, and it has some scary elements to it. I'm not gonna say it's, oh my gosh, I'm so scared, but there's moments where I'm like, holy fuck, I'm fucking scared. Okay, I hope that makes sense, and if it doesn't, I'm sorry, but oh well. And the Resident Evil series has always had this spot in my heart, and it always will. Resident Evil is my long-time loved survival horror franchise. I love it. I love it. You just can't go wrong with that. And I'm gonna go off and say Doom 3 is also a survival horror game. Just because it is a horror game. It's like a sci-fi horror shooter, action shooter. Even though there's a lot of action, it's still scary because I feel so vulnerable in playing it. Because it's kind of scary. Even the BFG edition, it really just scares the socks off of me. Okay, Silent Hill. I haven't gotten to actually invest much time into Silent Hill, but I really hope that I actually start investing time into Silent Hill because it's a great game. I played Silent Hill the first one, Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill 3. I have Silent Hill 4. I have Silent Hill I don't remember, but I have several Silent Hill games, and I just can't wait to actually get into them. Siren! Oh my gosh, that game, I can't even, I used to not be able to sit through it because it just scares the shit out of me. Okay. Oh god, it really does. It scares the fuck out of me. I might actually play it in the future and get some gameplay up sometime, as opposed to all these shooters that I've been playing lately. Anyway, I spent over 2.5 minutes talking about survival horror games, but what I haven't talked about was what makes a good survival horror game. A lot of people argue and say that jump scares are a necessity, low ammo is a necessity, scary storyline, twisted, blood, blah blah blah. Oh, and I can't forget The Last of Us. That game is fucking hands down the best fucking PlayStation 3 exclusive ever. Resistance Fall of Man has some scary elements to it. Anyway, back on topic. What makes a good survival horror game? To me, it doesn't mean vulnerability or low ammo making you decide whether or not you actually need to face the monster that you're about to face. For instance, well, let me give you examples of games that are like that. The first couple Resident Evil games, the first couple in the franchise, are actually like that, to where if you see an enemy, you don't want to go in fucking blazing guns and all that. Okay, that's probably the last thing you want to do every single time. Of course, if you want to, that is definitely an open option, but because of low ammo and the fact that a lot of the creatures will fuck you up if they even touch you, and if you're surrounded, yeah, you're kind of screwed. The Last of Us did a really good job at implementing that, do I really want to fight that type of feeling? No, do I really want to go against that, or should I just sneak around it? And they really did give you the option to, or the gameplay mechanics to sneak around threats that you feel like you don't want to fight or you can't afford to fight. Because the clickers on The Last of Us, oh my gosh, those things, I can't tell you how many times I died from those. Like, those are the main things that killed me, other than, like, people. I died a couple times from zombies. I died a couple times from people. But the clickers are what really got me. Every instance where there was at least one clicker, I shit my pants. But if I saw 5 zombies, I'm not gonna lie, I really did not shit my pants. Okay, as opposed to how I shit my pants when I saw the clickers. Okay, let me rephrase that. If I did see 5 zombies on The Last of Us, I did shit my pants. But compared to how I shit my pants when I saw the clickers, that's a little, that's a wide gap in comparison. Anyway, I hope they make The Last of Us. I hope another game comes out that is as good as The Last of Us. The Last of Us was an emotional ride, and it was just mind-blowing. I It was one of the first games I enjoyed in a very long time. Probably since Resident Evil 4. That was a long time ago. Maybe Modern Warfare 2. I really enjoyed Modern Warfare 2. Resistance, Fall of Man, and Condemned Bloodshot. Those games were just wow. They were phenomenal. Okay, that phenomenal games. They were amazing. And Black Ops 2 gave me kind of, that wow factor. Ghosts, I was let down by Ghosts. I was expecting a stealth game, but Ghosts was, good. But the thing is I try to venture away from Call of Duty games as much as I can. And there's very few games other than The Last of Us, Resistance, Fall of Man, Condemned 2, Bloodshot that actually do it for me. Condemned 2 is also a really great game. Anyway, so the things that make, say, a survival horror game something that it makes... Okay, how do I say this without totally sounding like a complete retard like I already do? A survival horror game doesn't mean that you are vulnerable, have low ammo, or have to avoid an enemy at certain times, or it's an option. Of course, I would kind of go in with the survival element, okay? Because if you see somebody and you need to figure out how to survive, you could either go on a fight them, or you could try to walk around them. I guess that kind of gives the whole survival aspect, but also survival could be you have no choice to fight them, like Resident Evil 4, but you're forced to fight them. So in that way, you have to survive the fight with them in order to continue the game. So I do think the survival element needs to be in there. The fact that you might not survive what you're fighting, or do you have the option to fight or flee, whatever you want to call it. For instance, Resident Evil 5 was no challenge. Okay, I wouldn't call that survival horror at all. I'd call it survival action. Maybe not even survival action. I just call it action because it's just way too easy to survive. They just make everything so obvious for you to survive and beat the game. And that is a fact. If you play Resident Evil 5 or Resident Evil 6, it is easy as shit. I won't die. I won't lie. I actually died a lot in Resident Evil 5 and 6. But it wasn't survival horror. It was easy. It was breeze by horror. You don't need to have low ammo, and you don't need to be not forced. Well, yeah, you don't need to be forced, or you don't need to be given the option to avoid enemies or fight enemies. However, you should feel the threat. The enemies should be stronger than you. Of course, you could have your average foe that are easier to take down, that are just there for kind of, the in-between kind of filler space. But you should also have those creatures that you fear for life that can really fuck you up. Anyway, that is my opinion on what makes a good survival horror game. Thank you for watching my video and supporting my channel. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and peace out, guys.